Hi everyone, my name's Alicia Marcus Barong, and I own a company called Guided Choices. And I want to talk to you a little bit about today about the choices method, which I have previous videos talking about them. And I am a life coach and a certified hypnotherapist, and I use my techniques to be able to help people know that they have the power within themselves to move forward in their lives. So we've covered some of the other letters of choices, which was clarity, healing, opportunity, identity. And so if you haven't listened to those videos, please go to our YouTube station and listen to that. It's under Chatter Girls, my other program. So hopefully to move those to the Guided Choices YouTube soon. And so I want to talk today about changes. Wow, that's a big one. Changes. So no matter how hard we try, we still end up with having changes in our life daily. But I'm talking more about major changes, whether it is your children going off to college. It's a situation where you're getting a divorce. You've lost a loved one. You're going to change to a new job. Whatever it is, changes sometimes end up being something that we call freeze moment. Because when we realize the change is actually going to happen, we begin to question ourselves. We begin to allow those insecurities inside of us to appear. So, whatever the change is happening for you in your life at this present moment, remember that you worked hard to get there, and now you're there. And the most important part that needs to be there now is your self-confidence. And so last time on our other video, we talked about identity. And so if you know very strongly who you are, whether it is as a businesswoman, a mother, a businessman, whoever you are, if you know your identity and you're clear about where you want to go, then the choices are going to fit. Now, they might not be easy, but I think that if you are willing to listen to yourself, to listen from your heart, what you really, really want, it's very important. I apologize. I thought I turned it off. So what do you think about giving yourself an opportunity to reaffirm yourself? So one of the things that I like to do for my clients is to be able to give them a suggestion, a thought, to be able to accept what the change is going to be. Because inside, there's always going to be a little bit of fear, but we don't have to have fear be the driving force. What we need to have to be the driving force is the positive thoughts within ourselves. So imagine that you've decided that you're going to start a new business, and you've never started a business before. I know that I've started many businesses in different places, in different situations. But I would have to say that the biggest time that I really had the unknown for me was when I moved from California to Illinois. And I knew a lot of people in California. And hi to my friends in California. I miss you all. And I had a good practice there. I was a life coach and hypnotherapist there. I had a really good following and a lot of people who I'd been able to help. But because of emotional reasons of finding the man that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with in California, who decided that he wanted to come back to Illinois and be with his family, that I was going into the unknown. One, I didn't know his family well. Two is I was going in an area I really didn't know too much about, except that I had done a master's in Chicago area. And so Chicago I knew a little bit, but the area we were going to was a suburb of Chicago. So it was a smaller community. And so I was in the unknown. But I always continued to be able to say to myself, this is where you are. Make the most of it. How can you get up every morning and decide that change is happening and you need to participate in it? Or you can go, change is going to happen, I'm going to put the covers over my head. No. What good does the covers do over your head? Maybe a few more hours of sleep or something. But is that going to help you get a business going? Are you connecting with the right people? And that was the biggest part of my change, was besides the temperature. But the biggest part was trying to find new people who we had a common interest, who were already business people in the community. So I immersed myself in groups that I believed would have a common knowledge of what I did, or respected what I did, or I could share what I did with them. And I didn't go with them in their businesses at first. At first, I just got myself involved in organizations that were nonprofits. And those nonprofits directed me to people with common thoughts who wanted to share their business with others. And that was a great opportunity for me. But it all was about change. But the change moved from fear of the unknown to common ground. So are you looking for common ground as you go for this change? You know, going through a divorce is the same situation. You know, we talk about going through losing someone and also going through a divorce as similar situations because of the grief part of it. It's not completely the same, but the grieving part is. And the grieving part can look different for everyone. If you sit at home and you sit in it and you grieve on the couch eating all the things that you shouldn't eat, and you Netflix yourself to death, that's not change. That's sitting in the muck. So change means getting out there again, not to necessarily date, but figuring out what you want, being clear, identifying who you are. You are no longer the spouse of that other person. You are now a different person. So you have to reinvent yourself to identify who you are and what you want. When we really look at changes in our life, they're happening daily. But it's a matter of how we deal with them. We move forward, and then we maybe move 2 steps back. But change is an important part of life. If we get off the road that we're on, then we have a great opportunity to get to our destination. So you look at the tree of life and you look at the leaf of change. Change is going to happen whether we ask for it or not. It's a matter of what we do with it. Do we celebrate the change and put power behind it? Or do we go those steps backwards? But if we go those steps backwards, can you begin to change the thoughts in your mind to move them forward? I'm hoping change is happening in your life, wherever and whatever is going on. But if you need help and you want to talk to someone who's had many changes in her life, I am a life coach. The name of my company is Guided Choices. check me out on the internet or text me on Facebook and on my Facebook page, Guided Choices, and see if I can help you with the change that is happening so that you have more steps forward and less backwards. This is Alicia Marcus Barong from Guided Choices. I'm hoping that every day has change and you're moving forward. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time when we talk about expression. Thanks.